I feel like if you don't pick it up, then it could go into hands up. Okay, that's... Okay, we
I don't mind that.
We wanted
No, I
to
do.
on a tank.
I don't mind that unless they pick Corky Lucian.
See, I mind that because it's a good pick for Huya, but you're picking it way too early here. Flash Wolves are not going to snatch a 1-2 Garen away from you. You can very well pick Garen on blue side 2-3 here, and this just sets up Ysera to play a third pick, Darius pick.
You know what the crazy thing is? Garen wasn't picked or banned at all in the last game.
From not prioritizing the champ to over-prioritizing the champ.
Yeah, it's like, why do you prioritize when you know that Flash Wolves are not going to prioritize it anyway?
Honestly,
now,
you go
give
Ziggs
like
Pocky here.
Yeah, you just get 2 power picks now on the side of Flash Wolves, and I don't think, yes, you want who you're on a tank, but as you said, I don't think you need to prioritize it this early. You know, the Corky's open, the Lucian's open, you know, Riven, any champions, Wukong as well, the Ziggs is open. There's so many other power picks that I would put above the Garen, and now you're just giving Flash Wolves a Ziggs, which can go in the hands of locking, and then you just take a Lucian. Yeah, you just get 2 really strong power picks now.
And keep in mind, with Bruce's ability to flex between mid and Dragon Lane as well, Locking could definitely go mid with the Ziggs here.
Yeah.
They'll pick the optimal matchup here, and Lee Sin!
Okay,
Lee
this
Sin
is
Ash!
hey.
Okay! They said, you know what? Forget your power picks! We don't care what you're saying on the analyst test, we're just gonna pick whatever we want. Here's Lee Sin and the Ash, and Ash getting another appearance here on day number 10.
And this is... It's a bit of an odd draft, right? But if you look at what Omegha has won with, what they have success with, these 3 picks are definitely it.
Yep, who you're on the Garen, you're gonna have Benignus on the Lee Sin with that early aggression, and then it's probably gonna be Almine on the Ashe. You know, we've seen that Brazil loves the Ashe, Brazil region loves the Ashe. All about getting the picks with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and then the follow up afterwards as well. Wouldn't be surprised if Flash Wolves maybe ban away the Lux, because there has been a combo we've already seen today. Which, there you go, been banned away. They don't want that combo, what we've seen already today. And also Brazil, as a region, has played it before as well, and Omegha have played it before. So now we're going to get through the second ban phase to see. I mean, I would be scared if I was Omegha anyway. Yes, they're comfort picks, but you're against a Ziggs, a Lucian, and a Jax.
And I think Omegha definitely have to consider banning the Darius away here. They went for the Garen so early. They're happy that it has not been counterpicked yet. But if they just opt to ban support picks for Eason, then it could end up being a little bit problematic because Ysera can pop off and carry again.
I think in last game there was like 6 or 7 support bans in total. Yeah. I think there was, and it got to a situation where we were going really, really down on the support list, and it seems like it's going to be the exact same again with, you know, Rakan being banned, the Lulu's been banned away now. The Karma and Yuumi is already banned. Lux, I guess you could say, is kind of a support in a way, but most likely a dual lane one. And then the Galio, another support. We're just getting support bans all around at the moment.
But this does heavily limit the options for Eason. He needs something that can either 1, engage, or 2, support the Jax. And I'm having a hard time coming up with options here. Maybe they go for Braum, maybe they go for Nami Lucian. These are the possible options I can see.
He played Gragas in the previous game. His Gragas wasn't like the best. Oh, there you go, Nami. Yeah, probably Nami Lucian. This might be in the hands of Bruce as well, like you said. It could be like a Bruce bot lane. Locking could take that Ziggs to the mid lane, and it's just all-out aggression against
Since they've shown the Nami, I highly believe that there's a very good chance that Lucian Nami will be played bot lane by Bruce and Eason. And I would love to see how aggressive this duo gets. I think that's the strongest form of Flash Wolves.
And this is the flexibility that we were talking about at the start as well. You know, at the start of the series, that Flash Wolves have that now with Locking coming back in. He can play mid lane if he wants to. Bruce can play in the bot lane, which we've seen as well. And it's actually Omegha that take away the Gragas this time. So more about the team fights.
And we did talk a lot about Suits, right? What's his pick going to be? How's he going to round out the draft here?
Still waiting on it. As Omegha playing to their strengths here. And again, we've seen this time and time again with teams with their back against the wall. They go back to what they know. Yeah. If we're going to go down, let's go down with something that we feel comfortable saying that we tried our best on.
Well, this is something that they know. Gragas mid, Ashe, Janna, bot lane against Lucian Nami.
That's a bit of a struggle. I'll be honest. That's a really, really big struggle, I feel like, because Lucian Nami can just completely bully the Ashe Janna. I think there's a situation where the Janna can be good, you know, especially against a Jax as well, and against Wukong. You know, Janna is a pretty good pick against a Jax and a Wukong. You know, really, really good for disengage. The Gragas mid lane pick is something that we haven't seen a lot of. We've seen it a lot in the support role. We haven't seen a lot in the mid lane. But now we're going to be seeing full damage.
Yeah, so basically right now what we're going to see from both of these teams, Omegha want picks. Ashe Arrow into Dragon's Rage. Ashe Arrow into Explosive Cast. That's the win con here. Flash Wolves, they want a 5v5. They want to find a flank angle for the Wukong. Cyclone, Tidal Wave, chuck all your spells on top of that. Let's see who does it better.
We're going to have to wait and have a look and see. But I think, yeah, I feel like Flash Wolves have a comp that they're comfortable with as well.
Yeah.
I think they'll be comfortable with it.
This is very Flash Wolves.
You can see Bruce is hovering the Lucian already.
A hyper carry as the Vayne is. So the question is it gonna be enough? And if Omegha Esports, yet again, if they get to that late game,
probably not die immediately.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Wow.
Has to flash.
That's
That
not
is
good.
Ignite and Exhaust used, so it's a trade, right?
That's a flash and Aomine going back to base, so he's gonna be losing some minions as well. I like the Gragas mid lane though, because this is one champion that can deal with the Ziggs. Like, boom, there you see it, right? You just use your first ability, you can deal with him, you can all in the Ziggs, and especially when you have Aomine on that Ashe as well, he can ult the Ziggs, and then Suits should be able to one-shot him.
Yeah, when you're full AP, they have a lot of setup for pick potential. On top of that, you have the Lee Sin. And I think it's just so funny after game number 1, Hui is just immediately blue 1, you're on Garen duty. You're going to survive, you're going to do your job, be our front line, okay, Huya? And try not to lose too heavily against Ysera in lane, which so far,
Still
not
having a rough
working
time.
out.
Exactly, even though he's on the Garen, Ysera is just a beast Baron laner. It's so hard to play against a Baron laner who really knows his stuff, and there's a lot of pressure on Huya right now because he has to do well on that Baron lane. He cannot fail again.
Beningus is on the bottom half of the map here on the Krugs. I don't believe he was spotted by Flash Wolves there.
He was not spotted, no.
So
he can go for a gank like that. Bruce!
Oh, Cookie's coming down. All right,
Oh, no.
Cookie sees him. Cookie will know that Beningus is there. Beningus just almost gets the whole camp now. They're going for a dive onto 3 members of Omegha. They don't pull it off, but they do catch the wave, and they get out.
A bit too early to turret dive like that, and I'm sure Flash was understood
was
as well.
super early.
They tried to go on Benignus, but he escaped. But yeah, they did not go for the turret because that could have been a strategy. All 4 of them could have died if they turret dove, so this is fine for them.
I mean, if Beningus had been on the top half of the map, or just not on the Krugs,
They
you
could have gone
probably
for it.
just get a kill. Or a 2 right there onto Almine and Selena. So, I don't hate the idea right there, but Beningus was in the right place at the right time. And they also have double defensive wards on the top half of the Rift here. Beningus did the move where you go for that control ward, and then you reset and you pick up the sweeper. The control ward stays on the Rift, so you know that Cookie is not invading you, but Flash Wolf still sending multiple members down here. Almine missing another wave.
Yeah, Aomine is struggling in his lane right now, missing out wave after wave. And, you know, the gold lead is only 200 gold, so it doesn't really matter that much because it gets compensated on other lanes as well. So, right now, Benignus trying to get to level 5, which he just got, so he can pull off some crazy ganks right now. When you get that Lee Sin ultimate, that's the moment where you really, really want to go for those ganks.
And because Cookie has spent 2 separate occasions going towards that bottom half of the map, he's actually behind in the jungle clear, so Beningus just going for the full clear. Now can look to make something happen. We're in the mid lane here. Suits also has explosive cast, so locking, playing back. As we see Bruce and Isan trying their best to utilize the strength of the Lucian Nami.
Yeah, locking is not falling for it. He knows there is a Lee Sin. He sees him with that control ward, and you can see him. Like, he just told him, hey, I can see you. Get out of my jungle.
It's funny that there's like double control wards placed on both sides of the top half of the Rift.
Really, really good
Both
for
of these
Flash
teams
Wolves.
are like, all right, we're going to spot any invades, any shenanigans that are happening.
Yeah, both teams have those control wards, and especially Flash Wolves, they actually have 2 control wards even. So whenever Benignus goes in that jungle, whenever Benignus tries to gank Ysera, Flash Wolves is gonna know.
Slower game states have favored Omegha occasionally in the past when they've had things like the Vayne Janna, things like the Veigar, but Veigar has been banned against them now in this series. And this isn't necessarily a composition that I look at and I say, oh, they win the late game scaling. I think that as these objectives are coming up, Omegha need to look to try and trade up at one of them. A lot of teams have shown the ability. Oftentimes in regions, they'll say, oh, you get Herald, we'll get Dragon, we'll reset and back. No, stick around and get something else on the Rift. Go for an invade, go for a turret. I want Omegha to make plays happen early.
And talking about late game, Omegha is just going for full late game items yet again. I mean, look at that Ashe build, that's a Mana Immune, and look at the Gragas build, that's a Rod of Ages, and even Benignus, that's an Ashe ultimate, which just got dodged.
All right.
But that's even Benignus going for a Black Cleaver first on Lee Sin. No lethality, no early game, just pure late game.
And look at this! Knock up onto Selena with the bubble, gets flash, heal, and this is almost a turret falling at 4.5 minutes, not because of a jungler coming down and pushing it, but just straight up because the Lucian passive plus the Nami extra damage on hit, so good at taking turrets fast.
And the vision game from Flash Wolves is so good as well. They constantly see Benignus coming, and here you can see them. They're not gonna give him this Rift Scuttler. Oh!
Dragon's Rage defensively will not set up now for this Dragon. It's just spawning here, and he's just hanging around. He knows he can get out safely.
That's a Lee Sin ultimate out already, which is such an important ability during those team fights.
Interesting, the Flash Wolves didn't just hard force the Dragon. They had 3 people there. You know Beningas doesn't have the ultimate anymore. I feel like they could have just gone for it, but instead they reset, and now they're back on the Dragon. So this is actually a window that Omegha can get something on the Rift.
Yeah, Omegha is going to be going for the Rift Herald, and yet again Flash Wolves is going to shake hands. Flash Wolves has the Jax, so they're totally fine with this, right? They're going to get that Mountain Dragon, they're going to get that shielding, which
They'll get
skills
the
very
turret
well into the
bot
late
lane.
game. And indeed, they'll get the turret in the bot lane. So yet again, this is Flash Wolves. Sure, you give away the Rift Herald, but you're getting a turret, and you're getting an important late game scaling objective.
Oh, Suits trying to look for the steal, doesn't get it. But yeah, Bruce pushes out the bot lane. That's the big thing. You never trade the objective for the objective. You try and trade up and get something additional. And the work that Bruce and Isan have put into the bot turret paying off now.
And when you have locking in the mid lane as well, that's one champion that can defend against the Rift Herald. So yet again, as Omegha Esports, you're going to be trying to take that mid lane turret, but how are you going to do that against locking? This is a Ziggs. He's constantly going to be pushing out those waves.
And this is not a Hillbreaker Lucian that will transition into a side lane later on. This is a crit Lucian. This is a Lucian that is looking to team fight with the Nami and burst people down. Bruce, we have seen as a carry for Flash Wolves, and he is set up to carry this game.
And that's no hole breaker at all, actually, from Flash Wolves, which is very interesting because Huya is going to be split pushing with that hole breaker. And how do you deal with that? A Garen with a hole breaker is going to be so tanky, it's going to be so hard to deal with. So the question is Ysera going to be building a hole breaker later on? Is Cookie going to do it? Is Bruce going to do it? Is anyone going to be getting a hole breaker to counter it? I don't think so, Genghis.
I don't think Flash Wolves need to. I think if they just have indexed into this team fight with 80 damage from Lucian, AP damage from Ziggs, Jax can scale up. He doesn't even have to necessarily be in this fight. They can just go for 3 champ skirmishes here. Oh, Isan hit by the arrow! Those are the setups that Omegha needs to find in this game.
This is it, exactly. 7 minutes into the game, finally a kill from Omegha Esports. Benignis is looking for more.
Yeah, he wants to get on to Bruce.
Oh!
Sonic Wave missing, drops the Herald though. So Bruce
Is that even gonna get the turret?
Shouldn't save this turret. Cookie might help, especially locking. Yeah, they throw out the explosive or the Mega Inferno Bomb, and that's a flash out of Omegha Suits as well. So Omegha, they don't get the turret.
Yet again, Omegha just not able to punish Flash Wolves with those Rift Heralds. They're not getting the turrets.
Oh,
And
they still want this.
oh, they're gonna
See
go.
low health bars.
Oh, that's 4 people from Flash Wolves defending though.
Yeah, it's not looking likely, and Bruce actually fancies a fight here. Has Isan over the wall, but turret committed for the side of Omegha. Flash Wolves were looking for a pick. They forgot about the wave, so Omegha, they stick to it, and they get their turret.
They got that top lane turret.
Oh.
Very, very nice pick, but that...
Oh,
another one!
what was that? That was a curved arrow if ever I've seen one. Ysera uses the clone to get the safety. Cyclone popped as well. The rest of Flash Wolves joining in to push off Omegha. That was a weird hitbox from Almine.
It's a bit hard to kill Ysera though, since he is playing that Wukong, who is a tank, and he has that clone, of course. But that's where you have to use that third ability of Ashe, right? This is like the disgusting little ability that can reveal Ysera when he uses his clone. So I want to see it timed correctly right after the ultimate. When you go for that Wukong, use that third ability of Ashe, get that true sight, and you know, you're not going to get distracted by that clone anymore.
Maybe a little misplay. Omegha potentially could have gotten the kill onto Ysera. That's what they're looking for right now. They've gotten first blood 2 games in a row now, and they're, you know, it gets some gold in their pocket, but that's not how you win a game. You still need to find something else after that kill.
And that's 2 QSSs already from
this
Flash
is it.
Wolves.
I'm loving this. We're playing Duck Hunt right now, throwing out these long-range sniper shots, trying to pick off anybody jumping out of their bushes. Doesn't get a kill this time, but Almine is just using this on cooldown.
So Bruce and Locking do have the Quicksilver enchant, which allows them to escape from that ultimate from Aomine, which is a very, very good pickup, because essentially they would die every single time they get caught. They are not a Wukong. They are not the type of champion that can escape. So the one target that still can never escape is going to be Isan. So I'm expecting Aomine to try to curve those arrows to pick up that Nami.
Kill the Nami, even Bruce, you can maybe burst down if you have the follow-up with Suits, like we were saying.
He has the QSS though.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Rod of Ages should be stacked now, so I expect Suits to go for just straight up AP after this one, as we see a little bit of a stutter, but Herald started up now. Flash Wolves positioning for this. Omegha, they're going to be approaching. They're not quite here yet, but Huya can frontline here. But oh, Almine gets picked off in the side. Mega Inferno Bomb and a flash from Ysera secures the kill onto the Ashe. And now everybody else from Flash Wolves. Do they take the fight or do they go for the Herald? Not stolen from Omegha.
Ooh,
That's a kill
close one.
and an objective to Flash Wolves.
Ysera yet again showing why he is one of the best Baron laners in the world. Perfect engage. Just casually catching out Elmine in that backline. It's crazy how he is allowed to dive like that, while Omegha Esports doesn't even realize it, and Elmine is dead before we could even blink our eyes.
It was Omegha with a sloppy position to approach the Herald. If you're going for an approach like that, I know that everyone's just trying to get there as fast as you can, but if you're a carry, you can't face check bushes against this kind of composition. You have to wait for your front line to get there. Almine gets a little impatient and punished for it. And now Flash Wolves with the Herald. Where do they drop it next? Dragon spawning. They could use this as a distraction so that they can guarantee their second dragon.
And that's what I am expecting, a distraction, right? They do have the Ziggs as well, so they can also choose to poke. Oh.
All 5 members in a death rush.
All 5 members, and there we go!
Ashe arrow lands, Cookie gets over the wall, Ysera uses the clone early, and now Beningus, he's trying to look for a Dragon's Rage. Can he get in there and be the re-engage? This is huge from the Janna ult. It's not going to dissuade an engage from Flash Wolves, but it keeps everybody topped off.
Ooh, that's important for Omegha Esports because they're taking constant poking right now, and Ashe ultimate is going to be up soon, Kangas. It's going to be up in like 10 seconds.
It's on a very short cooldown. I'm watching Ysera though, because this Wukong does have ultimate as well. Cyclone could be the game changer here. Watch this Wukong. Look at the flank right now and just fully commits onto Selena.
Instantly pushed away.
Flash out of Janna.
Instantly pushed away by Beningus. He does not want to deal with that Wukong ultimate anymore. That's a very, very important ultimate from the side of Flash Wolves. That Wukong ultimate is one of the strongest team fighting abilities, so Beningus not even hesitating to use his ultimate to just push him away.
Ashe arrow's up now, as well as Explosive Cast. Omegha, they're in a position where they can start to look for a pick, and Flash Wolves, without their key engage ult, they have to back off. They cede control of the river to Omegha.
And Gragas' ultimate up as well. Garen's ultimate up as well. That's a lot of ultimates up again. And
Wins the
Cookie
team
also
fight.
has his ultimate. Beningus.
Wins the team fight. It's gonna happen. Double redemption from Omegha.
They don't want to deal with the poking.
How long have we been at this current state? It's just control mid push, control the river, and now engage onto locking. Flash and barrier used by the Ziggs. The Ashe arrow thrown out, but Isan times the knock-up, so Almine cannot control it. And we're right back to beginning.
And Janna's ultimate is up again. If they get poked, they can just use it again.
It's just a game of back and forths. Flash Wolves finally say, all right, we will commit to the dragon. We will start damaging this thing. So Beningus might look for a steal. Dragon's Rage is up as well. We've got so many cooldowns, and he gets the steal. All of that for no kills, no team fight, just a dragon steal.
Hey, at least they got the Dragon Kangas. They did it. They used a million redemptions. They used a million ultimates. But hey, they stole away the dragon. That's what it's all about.
The redemptions are off cooldown. They could have done another whole round of that.
But why does Omegha Esports have 2 redemptions? You already have that Janna. Why are they not getting a lock and enchant for those full engages?
Like that, Hells.
For moments
for
like
moments
that.
Like
they
that.
were prepared for it. They knew what was coming. They can see in the future. They knew as we head into the Coca-Cola pop-off. It would have been funny if it was just the Janna ultimate while they're seeing the 2 redemptions. But here it is. This is why Lee Sin is one of the best objective stealing junglers. Using that first ability, securing the dragon like it's nothing.
Yeah, you see the coaches getting excited about it as
But it's
well.
a kill for Omegha Esports.
Oh, pick on the lock-in. Okay, that was a big cooldown that they had expected. The flash and the barrier. Can Sweet survive? Full AP, unlikely. So Flash Wolves pick up a kill in the side lane to answer locking. If you're Omegha, keep pushing. You actually have the push. You could maybe take the mid turret here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they hesitate.
They could have actually pushed that mid lane turret. It was 4 of them against only Ysera. They could have tried to take that mid lane turret as well. Right now, however, Suits picking up his second item already. That's a lot of Aegis, Rabadon's Deathcap Gragas. When Gragas reaches that late game Kangas, he can absolutely one-shot anyone. That's the difference between Gragas and some other AP champions. This is a one-shotting champion. You engage and you just one-shot anyone.
If we rewind 30 seconds to when he was being dove, if he had that Rabadon's, he probably just full combos Bruce and kills him immediately.
He could have, potentially,
So
yeah.
you have to be very careful if you're Bruce and locking now. And Isan.
Yeah.
1 Ashe arrow, and that can mean death with the burst damage of a Gragas. So let's take a look here. What we didn't catch. Oh, he got too cocky. He's like, I dodged the Ash Arrow. I'm fine.
That was a full-on all-in by Omegha Esports, by the way. That was Selena using his ultimate with a flash combo too. And yet again, we see the redemption and the shield on the turret.
Ooh, they almost take it down. I was watching for Bruce because he got out of that Ash Arrow very quick. It wasn't the QSS. So I think it was just the fact that it was super short range Ash Arrow, yeah.
Everyone has Mercury threats on the side of Flash Holes. Makes a lot of sense, right? Because you don't want to have to deal with the Ash Arrow. That's essentially what the whole composition of Omegha Esports is built around. You hit the Ash Arrow, you get that follow-up with the Lee Sin, with the Gragas, right? And if you can stop the stun, or at least get some tenacity, as we can see, there's 3 people with the tenacity. Locking did not go for tenacity because he has that QSS, and Bruce as well, he doesn't need it. They both have the QSS, so it allows them to get different boots. Interestingly, Bruce picking up that rapid fire cannon, which is not an item we see very often on Illusion, but it's gonna give him range.
Gives him a little bit more range to deal damage.
damage.
Try and trade onto the Gragas, who, yeah, like you said, is trading right on back. Omegha, they fancy a re-engage. And the Ash Arrow, flash body slam from Suits. Cookie still alive, though. And Isan keeping everybody topped off. Suits, Almine sticking around. Bruce very far forward here. Can he go for the outplay? Has summoner spells, flashes away. He's living! Flash Wolves don't lose a single member. Redemption kill? Oh, not quite.
Man, how many redemptions?
Oh, he's interrupted! Cookie with the psych, or no, rather. Wait, what stopped him right there? That must have been an instant stun from Cookie.
By the Ziggs.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Very, very good reaction by Flash Wolves, because if they were only a half second later, they would have died right there from the Gary ultimate. Huya was going in with a mission. Use your ultimate and run away.
If they kill Bruce right there, maybe they can make a play for the Baron. It would be aggressive. They committed a lot for that kill, not finding it. Still 2-2 on the scoreboard at 16.5 minutes in this game, Hells.
This time, Huya is actually keeping up with Ysera, which is very impressive because in that first game, we saw him struggle a lot against that, in the last game, I actually forgot what champion it was. It was the Camille, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So they banned away the Camille, they're up against the Wukong right now, and Huya is doing good. He's level 13 against level 13. He's even ahead in gold with that Hull Breaker. We can see it definitely work out for Omegha Esports right now.
A reminder for everybody at home as we have a brief respite right now. This is elimination for Omegha for the WBR's #1 seed. Maybe a reason why we're seeing such a slow game right now. No one's hard committing for the engagements, but as I say that, Huya might just get picked off right now. Cyclone Flash from Ysera. They're on Almine, the second charge. Meanwhile, the rest of Flash Wolves, they're on to Suits. Ysera will probably trade his life for this, but that's a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Flash Wolves.
And that is why that mid lane turret is so important, Ken. Because if Omegha Esports had their mid lane turret, which got killed half a minute ago, by the way, they would have been able to escape. And yet again, Huya is struggling. The Elder is up, and it's a 4 versus 3 right now.
Beningus, can you do it again? You stole the last dragon. Now it's Elder. This one is necessary. Elder Infernal. If Flash Wolves get this, this is a massive boon for them. Omegha don't even have vision in the pit right now. Beningus throws out the Sonic Wave. Bruce is here. He's hunting. He wants to just kill Beningus so that there's no steal potential. Beningus with the Dragon's Rage. I thought he might go back in there on the Cookie. Bruce going forward. Almine playing this pretty well so far. Flash Wolves, they want to get the kills. They want to secure the enemy jungler. Almine outputting massive damage and a double kill. Inferno bomb from Locking.
Oh, and Omegha Esports did not see that one coming. Locking just smacking them with that ultimate.
I don't think Flash Wolves can go for this. The rest of Omegha, they're back up. Oh, Suits with the damage, almost gets the kill. That's the late game Garen. He can do massive damage here, and now Omegha can get away. They have pushed Flash Wolves off of this dragon.
And Almine is back at it again. He has his ultimate ready. He has his ultimate ready. They can go for another engage.
Yeah, no, Flash Wolves back off. There's no reason to force this. You can't kill it without Bruce and Locking. Huya, same goes for you. Now in the pit with no flash. I think maybe he's trying to bait them in so that Suits can throw out damage. Omegha are forcing this.
Beningus is gonna get teleport boots. This is what's happening. Omegha is forcing this. There you go. Even Selena gets the teleport boots. Beningus is gonna be coming in as well.
15 seconds
5
on Bruce
versus
and
3.
Locking.
They're gonna fight.
Omegha have a full team fight set up. This is massive for Brazil. Arrow lands on a Cookie. They got the jungler. Jax still living, but finally goes down. Omegha find the team fight and get the Elder Dragon.
What an amazing play by Omegha Esports right there. We didn't think they could do it. They just bought 2 teleport boots forced the Elder Dragon while Cookie was watching. He was watching and thinking, hey, what can I do? You cannot do anything. Omegha is just gonna kill you and take the Elder and possibly even take the game.
Such a smart move, and Cookie's still dead for 30 seconds. No Smite Seal for Flash Wolves. Not only is that Elder, that's Baron. Omegha are right back in this game.
20 minutes into the game, and are we gonna see the classic Ysera again? I feel that's We got a little too excited for that one, King.
I mean, it was close.
It was close.
That was close.
Definitely. So Ysera is gonna go back to classic Ysera stuff, which means split pushing. This time, however, you don't have Dullbreaker and an Ash Arrow.
Okay.
Oh.
Close to Ysera.
That
right
would have
there.
killed him. That would have killed him.
I don't know if Hui has got the... Oh, I guess he does have some damage items right now.
Oh wow, that's the Elder Dragon as well.
Yeah.
Elder Dragon. That's one of the most annoying dragons to give away because that damage is gonna be buffed so much by Omegha Esports. And now you have Elmine on those items, and you have Suits on the AP Gragas, who is already like a champion with so much burst damage. It's gonna be amplified even further as he gets his Lich Bane as well.
And this time Hui is drawing pressure, but he's not dying for it. The Garen versus the Lucian in the last game. Omegha get a turret here. I think Flash Wolves were hoping maybe we get a pick onto the Garen, but now Garen's actually flanking them. Ysera and him in a slight 1v1.
It seems like Omegha Esports is just trying to end the game. They're not pushing any side. 5 of them are in the mid lane. I don't really like this Kangas because it's hard to finish a game against the Ziggs. They need to be pushing those side lanes. They need to be getting those side lane turrets. This is not gonna work out for them.
Especially with Hullbreaker on Huya, he could just go to the top lane, but they are committing to this Ash Arrow on the Bruce. And there we go! Justice for Huya after last game. Omegha get the pick under the crucial AD carry. Full crit Lucian down. That is most of the damage for Flash Wolves composition.
But again, is this really worth it? Like, you get that mid lane turret, but they're just gonna go for the end.
I think they can just go. They still have the wave here. Woo! And the flash engage from Su just blows up, locking. Omegha giving us a series. Brazil will not go down that easy. 1-1 on the scoreboard.
Whoa, it's a 1-1. We got a banger series. This is it. You win, you're in. You make it to the knockout stage, you lose and you're out. Ooh, Brazil's with their backs against the walls, but it's also Flash Wolves, the number 2 seed of the SCA region right now. Who's gonna get it?
It could go either way after.
And they're so focused on what's next. You see that one? That one was the sunset, the TJ sunset. It's a sunset as the gold graph is going down, and you can see how the chances are ending for Omegha. And then Omegha bucked the trend and say, you know what? We don't even need a gold lead to close this one out, and they get themselves the victory here.
Yeah, really good stuff coming in from Omegha. They pulled out all the clutch moments they needed in that game, and it was a well-deserved win. Everyone played so well on that team. They knew exactly what their role was, and they performed at 100%. Props to Omegha for that game too.
Yeah, I felt like, you know, if you look at the damage graph as well, you know, Locking, I think, had a really good performance on the Ziggs, to be fair. You know, we talked about in the draft, we was like, okay, Bruce is going to go to the bot lane, Locking's going to go to the mid lane. They have that sort of flexibility. And I felt like in this game as well, Flash Wolves were putting so much gold into Bruce's hands. I think at most of the points during the game, he had the most gold in the entire game. He was getting side waves. He was getting the turrets in the side waves as well. Normally we see, like, you know, Hullbreakers taking the control of the sideways. But this game, Flash Wolves were like, okay, Bruce, you get all the gold as much as possible. You get everything.
Typical.
But the problem is, it's like,